lot going on here in the Queen City. There's trying streets in uptown Charlotte, home of the Hornets. Greetings, everyone. You've got it live on Tuesday night coverage of the NBA on 2K Sports. I'm Kevin Harlan, joined by the talented analyst tandem of Greg Anthony and Chris Webber. David Aldridge is on our sideline. And a look now at the Hornets' upcoming schedule. On Wednesday, they'll be facing Kyrie Irving and the Brooklyn Nets. And then on Friday, they'll go up against the Bulls in Chicago.
And looking at the schedule, it isn't ideal in terms of the upcoming games with the amount of quality teams they're going to be playing, but it's also a good chance for you to get some confidence and really see just how good you are.
Now let's send it down to David Aldridge, standing by from the sidelines. David?
More than 40 years ago, the Oscar Robertson rule ushered in the new era of free agency in the NBA. In the last decade, players have taken personal agency. They've pulled up stakes and forced trades in search of an ideal environment. Now, sometimes for teams on the losing end of that, it's a bitter pill to swallow. But this is the new reality of the NBA. Kevin?
It is indeed, DA. Thank you. Chris, if your team's style of play doesn't seem to be working, do you still have time within a season to change it?
There's always time, as long as everyone is on the same page. And if something's not working, the worst thing you can do is to keep going in that direction. You need to bring everyone in, let them know the mistakes that we've made, let them know our new outlook, and ask everyone, are they in on it? And if they're not, those guys that aren't in on it, you stay in the locker room. We'll be back after the game. And if everyone's in on it, we're going to have a heck of a time. We're going to have a heck of a time because now we have a new outlook. And sometimes with a new outlook, it brings positive energy.
And now Washington's starting group. In at forward, it's Hachimura and Bertans. Wall runs the point with Beal at the 2. And it's Bryant in at center. And for Charlotte, we've got Michael Kidd-Gilchrist. He's out there with Cody Zeller. Bridges out there with Monk. And it's Graham in at the point. And so Bryant will bring it up for the Wizards. Beal. It's rebounded by Kidd-Gilchrist. Here's Graham. He's covered by Beal. And Thomas Bryant gets the whistle that time. That's his first foul. Now, here's Monk. He's guarded closely. Here's Zeller, and foul on the shot, so he'll get a chance at the line.
And one thing that gives these scouts confidence in Zeller's ability to expand his shooting range, it's the fact that he's been a solid free throw shooter ever since he's entered this league.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
And that one falls for Zeller. And with Cody Zeller, he has a very workmanlike approach when he's on the floor.
Yeah, Kevin, and that's what Zeller is all about, playing a simple meat and potatoes type game. I mean, what he does won't show up in the box score, but it'll show up in the standings.
No good on the second, so he hits 1 of 2.
Yeah, and the Hornets, they'll be one of the more disciplined teams you'll find in this league. I mean, they keep mistakes to a minimum on both sides of the ball. That's a big part of why the Hornets are tough to play.
Now, here's Monk. Bradley Beal unable to get his shot to go.
And you got to appreciate just the presence of mind there. Monk demonstrating solid court awareness by finding the open man.
We've played just over a minute here in the first. Beal, the pass to Bertans. Now Bryant. He kicks it to Wall. That one's off. He starts the game with a miss.
A cold start for them. 3 shots, 3 misses. Good thing it's early.
And the pass to Zeller. It's stolen by Wall. And here we go. Washington fast break. Beal's running. And that comes off the assist by John Wall.
I love that pass. Wall is a classic point guard who makes everyone around him better. When he's missed time, his teams have always suffered.
And Chris, for the Hornets, as we know, their coach Borrego preaches preparation.
Well, yeah, and it shows it up in the stats, Kevin. I mean, they're the best in taking care of the ball. The team does not take silly fouls on defense.
We're just about 2 minutes into the first quarter. Outside, Beal. For the three. That one drops for his second bucket. Mark him 2 for 4.
As lethal as they come from distance, Bill's outside shot is a thing of beauty to watch.
Wall with the steal. Goes up. And the slam dunk by Wall.
Well, if you don't take care of the ball, fellas, that's what can happen.
Absolutely, Greg. That makes the turnover even more painful.
Yeah, going defense to offense in an instant. Every team now calibrated to do that.
Here's Graham following the bucket by the Wizards. Here's Bridges. And good. He got the English that time as it falls.
Still just scratching the surface, polishing his game. Bridges' best basketball is ahead of him.
Passes it to Hachimura. And the call on the shot that sends him to the line. That's on Miles Bridges.
And although he started playing the game later in life, Hachimura has picked it up well, and exciting young player to watch.
And out of Japan, a real interesting prospect, Hachimura, especially now that he can stretch the floor.
Yeah, he found the 3-ball in his last year of college, hitting over 40%. You combine that with the size, the motor, he is really versatile, and I feel like he's putting it all together.
And that one falls for Hachimura. And so he hits both. Well, it's a new front office in Washington, and Greg, they've got their work cut out for him.
John Wall's huge Supermax contract as he deals with the Achilles injury. Tough questions to be answered about the direction they're going to take talent-wise.
From the inbound.
The defense has done a good job of forcing him into tough shots this quarter.
Oh, big time put back there. What a great motor on this guy.
There is no one who goes after those rebounds harder. Back to Wall. Outside Bryant. Beal gets a wide open look. Here's Hachimura. Doesn't go that time. And Charlotte will go the other way with it. They're coming into this game off that recent loss to Atlanta.
Well, in that one, you could pretty much see the writing on the wall. Their performance was lackluster at best.
Greg, they just weren't ready for that game. It looked like they just weren't prepared. The final score tells you the story.
Boy, he is looking confident. Love how they're using him so far.
Yeah, that's because he's getting his number called early. I mean, he's doing his part to help carry the offensive load.
Here's Graham. Still getting warmed up offensively. No scoring yet from him. There's the triple. Washington with the rebound. Last time they met was in Washington.
A really close game between these two in that last matchup. It took a total team effort for them to get the win.
Yeah, and without all the points they got off the bench, I mean, there's no way they could win that game. I mean, it was a sixth man to the rescue.
Now here's Bryant. Well, it was only a matter of time, but they finally get the bucket.
No basket feels better than a putback. Love getting rewarded for grinding it out on the glass.
To the middle. 2 free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul. And for a player like Miles Bridges, the key, Chris, will be for him learning to play without the ball.
Yeah, well, he can finish. I mean, you saw that dunk in the dunk contest last year. But for him, Kevin, I mean, to be at his best, he needs to learn ways to get open and get looks at the rim in a consistent manner.
Shooting 2.
No good on the free throw.
For so long, the Hornets have been a perimeter-oriented team. Chris, now they need to find an impact big man.
Yeah, well, GA, remember, they did have a couple of good years with Al Jefferson where he was a force inside, but that was the last time the team made the playoffs. More balance in their attack would do wonders for this offense.
He hits the second from the line.
And so many issues for this Wizards team the last few seasons have been due to a lack of an inside presence.
Yeah, inside scoring has been a problem, GA. I mean, they've had to lean heavily on outside shooting. Also, though, they've been struggling with rebounding.
And that one goes long.
He'll breathe a big sigh of relief if they hang on to win this game. He's not done much to contribute tonight.
And it's in there.
And solid at just cutting through the defense. Give Bridges a lane, and he'll make you pay.
Now Wall. His last outing, 16 points for him. Over Graham. Wall, no luck.
Very dangerous to leave a guy like that open. Lucky break there for the D.
Here's Monk. A beautiful reverse layup. Monk's got his second basket of the night.
And there's a pattern starting to take shape here. They're working it inside and getting good shots from close range.
Washington's gone 2 of 2 from three-point range here in the first quarter. Outside, Wall. Here's Beal. And that comes off the assist by John Wall. And it's 7 points for Beal.
Well, he's smart at taking what he sees. When you give Bill this look, he jumps all over it.
And here is Graham. Still looking for his first bucket in this one.
And being over the limit this early really can affect your aggressiveness defensively. They have got to play under control.
The Hornets have split their free throws right down the middle so far. They're 2 for 2.
And on the season, you know, they're hitting about 76%, which is a decent rate.
And some changes here for the Hornets. Hernangomez comes in for Miles Bridges. And Terry Rozier subbed in for Monk. Then for the Wizards, Ish Smith comes in for Bertans. And Thomas subbed in for John Wall. Good on both.
Man, last season was such a tough one for the Wizards. I mean, they lost John Wall to injury midway through. They ended up 11th in the East and out of the playoffs.
Beal goes up and lays it nice and easy. Beal's got 9.
I like how Beal mixes up his scoring. I mean, he's capable of finishing when he's got this kind of position.
Here's Graham, covered by Smith. Pass to Zeller. Over Wagner. He can't get it to go. Now the Wizards take it the other way. For so long, C-Webb, the Wizards were looking to get past that second round in the Eastern Conference.
Yeah, Kevin, now they might have to recalibrate their team for that. I mean, their team has some glaring holes that a quick fix just can't help. They will need to build from the ground up to get back on track.
Beal with it. He's coming off a 22-point game against the Clippers.
Yeah, and his energy level in that game was amazing. He did all that work offensively and controlled the boards, too.
They get a hand on it. Here's Graham, covered by Smith. Here's Hernangomez. Here's...
Oh, see that? One of the more positive attributes of Zeller, the explosiveness to play above the rim on a regular basis.
Enzo Thomas will bring it up for the Wizards. Trailing by 2. They come into this having outplayed the Clippers last game.
And that was not an easy game for them. I mean, they barely hung on at the end of regulation before they were able to pull it out in overtime.
Well, they got that little burst of energy in the extra period. Once they survived regulation, they were not going to let this one slip away.
Here's Rozier after the made shot from Bradley Beal. Rozier, the pass to Zeller. Jacks up a 3. Sinks the three-pointer. Zeller's got his second bucket of the game to go.
Oh, man, elevating his passing ability. Dimes like this from Rozier help him establish chemistry with his guys.
Thomas. No points in the game yet for him. Outside, Beal. Here's the floater. Kid Gilchrist looking around. Gomez kicks to Kid Gilchrist. And he's fouled pretty hard on that shot, but he's got the chance to pick up the points at the line. It's on Isaiah Thomas.
Look at Kid Gilchrist in attack mode. I love it. Putting the defense in a tough spot.
Hey, Chris, this year pioneer Chuck Cooper inducted into the Basketball Hall of Fame. Long overdue, wouldn't you say?
Oh, yeah, definitely. I mean, he was the first African-American player ever to be drafted. I mean, let's just think about that. It's Jackie Robinson of basketball. He paved the way, and what he endured, and his teammates, by the way, of all colors, is well documented. And I think the Celtics need to, and I think they will retire his number 11 and have it hang up in that famed Raptors of theirs over there.
I agree. And the Wizards making a change here. Bonga's checked in. And good on the second, so he makes them both.
Yeah, first year for Coach Borrego as a head coach, but he had a solid start. He's from the Popovich coaching tree. He was given the reins of the Hornets, and he was tasked with improving their offense.
Here's Rozier, and he goes in for the dunk.
Oh, you gotta love Rozier. Skying up for the dunk. Really seizing the opportunity and capitalizing with this tremendous leap in the middle.
Wizards trail by 7. Smith the pass to Thomas. Will it go? It's good. The assist that time from Smith. And with Borrego as coach, the offense certainly was more fluid.
Yeah, Borrego, he stresses ball movement. He encourages his players to look for early offense, more spacing in his system that benefits the whole roster.
Here's Gomez. Isaiah Thomas making his last shot. Left side, Williams. Just 5 to shoot. The putback controls the rebound and puts it back up and in. And the Hornets lead by 7.
They've wasted no time settling into their offense.
Here's Wagner. He's guarded by Williams. Back to Smith. Down low, Thomas got a hand on it.
Now, the length of Kid Gilchrist, that's what allows him to catch up with these shots. A sensational shot blocker from behind.
Batum scanning the floor. The putback. It's good on the putback. And it's a 9-point Charlotte lead.
And they've come out with a take-no-prisoners approach on the glass here tonight, guys.
Here's Hachimura, defended by Batum. Outside Thomas. Thomas with another miss.
That's a look you cannot pass up. It's also one you shouldn't miss.
Here's Rozier, and he drops in the layup off the glass.
Yeah, off to a strong start here early. 6 points off second chance buckets.
Now here's Thomas. He provides a good amount of offense for the team, averaging around 11.5 points a game. Pass to Wagner. Fades and shoots. Gomez grabs the miss. Hornets leading by 11. On the wing, Batum. Covered by Smith. From 11 feet away. The kick out to Williams. Tries again. And finally they hit one.
Their play on both ends has been superb. We'll see if they can maintain the momentum.
Yeah, you got to be careful. It's still early. They've expended a lot of energy, but they've also built a nice cushion here.
And the Wizards with possession, following the score by Charlotte. Offensive rebound. He gets it in there.
And his coaches and teammates love that. They want Hachimura getting after it more on that offensive glass.
Now, here's Rozier. 14 points from him the last game against Atlanta.
And there really was a physical aspect
of his performance that was off the charts. He was taking it right at him, and he just kept getting those calls and getting to the line.
He got it up, and that shot was up in time, but doesn't go in. And so it's Charlotte, their lead at 11 points to end the quarter. They're shooting the ball so well in this one, a great performance from the field. Back right after this. The 5'9" Isaiah Thomas has made a career out of proving his doubters wrong.
Ever since I was a little boy, they always said, you're not going to be this good in high school. Then when I got to high school and played pretty well, they said, well, you're not going to do that good in college. And when I got to college, they said, well, the NBA, those guys are too big. They're too fast, too strong. The things you do in college won't work in the NBA. And I've just kept pushing ever since. I have a goal of mine, that's I want to be one of the best little guys to ever play the game.
Well, no question about it, Greg. Isaiah Thomas still plays with something to prove.
You know, wanting to show he still belongs. That fiery competitiveness is why his teammates love him.
And glad to have you with us, folks. Second quarter of basketball. This game has not exactly been neck and neck, but plenty of time left in this one. And the Hornets have been rolling right along, haven't they?
Well, one way to generate more offense, pound the offensive glass. That was the difference in the first.
Yeah, they're clawing, they're grinding, doing anything they could to make the most of their possessions.
So this is how the floor looks for the Wizards starting the second. Wagner out there with Bryant. Then it's Isaiah Thomas. Then there's McRae. And it's Bunga in at the 3 spot. Now, here's Rozier. And a lot of contact on that one, so he'll shoot 2 here. And one of those little spark plug guys, Terry Rozier, plays the game with, Greg, I think a chip on his shoulder.
I mean, the story goes, as a kid, when his temper flared, his mother would have to sit on him until he cooled down. He's learned to channel that fire and emotion into his game.
Shooting 2.
That's good from Rozier. We're talking about number 1 options at the offensive end. There's a mentality, right, that you got to have as the team's go-to scorer, isn't there?
Oh, yeah, definitely. Let's look at Harden. He can go 0 for 7, and then he expects to go 27 for 27. How about Curry? Have you ever seen Thompson when they said, oh, my God, Klay Thompson is off. Last game, he only had 11 points. Well, when that happens, you can bet your last dollar that the next game, he's going to make every shot. And so what it is, again, a short memory. Whether you make a lot, so what? I'm going to do that again tonight. And if you missed a lot the previous night, so what? That wasn't this night. Let's get it right now.
On the sideline, let's catch up with Hall of Famer David Aldridge.
Well, Kevin, Charlotte's had to wait a bit the last few years. Now, the city hosted the All-Star game last season, but for the Hornets, they've gone 3 seasons without a playoff appearance and 15 seasons without winning a playoff series. In that time, the franchise has had 7 head coaches and a shifting front office. Buzz City is hoping that its wait for playoff relevance will end soon. Kevin?
We all are. David, thank you. Well, Greg, this is the 15th season for the veteran Marvin Williams, a former number 2 overall pick back in 2005.
And even though he has never been an all-star, Williams has always been a contributor to teams. Still can give you good rebounding and scoring in a variety of roles.
Shooting 2.
And that one falls for Williams.
Well, the former Tar Heel Marvin Williams isn't a primary offensive weapon on this team, but he could chip in with some solid shooting when other options are taken away.
Miles Bridges, he's checked in for Hernan Gomez. Bertanis, he's checked in for Washington. Wall comes in for Isaiah Thomas. He's off on the second. And C-Webb, as you mentioned, for Williams, he can shine if teams don't focus on him.
Yeah, Kevin, and he's always had a smooth skill set near the basket. Solid enough shooter from range to make you pay if you leave him alone.
The pass to McCray. Bertans kicks to McCray. And another miss by Washington.
The edge on the glass is the difference. It's allowed them to build this lead.
To the middle. Here's Williams. Collects the two-pointer near the hoop.
This is the kind of teammate Batum is. You like seeing him share it like this.
And so it's Wall with it, bringing it up for the Washington Wizards. It's a 16-point game. Can they get it? The Hornets pull it in. So it's off to Brooklyn after this game as they have the Nets to look forward to. And that one will start off a 3-game road trip for the team.
Well-rounded effort, and they show no signs of letting up.
Yeah, and it hasn't just been the offensive output. They're putting in the work at the defensive end as well.
They need a bucket in a big way here to regain some confidence.
Pass to McCray from downtown. That's good. And so Wall with the assist. Wall's got his 4th assist with that last one here tonight. Hornets leading by 15. About 3 minutes played so far in the second quarter. Pass to Bridges. The kick out to Williams. Laid in with a nice touch off the glass. Williams has got 7.
Well, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. They keep getting it in the paint and continue to score consistently.
Now Wall. 5 points in the game. Just under 3.5 minutes played here in the second quarter. The shot drops. His shooting percentage improves. He's 3 for 7 now with that basket.
As point guards go, Wall is very adapted, taking the ball inside. I mean, he gets a lot of points in there.
Now, here's Rozier. Defense is right there. For 3, Bridges. It's good from long range. 8 points for him.
And it just seems that every pass they make is leading to a score. Just great ball movement.
Here's McCray. Outside, Wall. And stolen by Williams. Kicks to Batum. Inside, Rozier. Wall with a block.
Wall, I mean, one of the things that's underrated is that he's an insane athlete. Right there, he's just showing what an incredible defender he is with these type of blocks.
Now, here's Bridges, following the miss by John Wall. Wall against Bridges. Wall with a block. And the ball goes out of bounds. Last touch by Wall. Malik Monk, he's checked in for Nicholas Batum. Bradley Beal's checked in for Washington. Six to shoot. Monk dishes to Biyombo. The Hornets need to get a shot off here.
You got it. Come on.
And it's Rozier missing. Here's Wall, and he could not get that one to go. A lot of contact, and he'll go to the line for 2. That one on Monk.
Oh, it's so tough to slow down Wall. Once he has a head of steam behind him, you got to foul or either hope he misses.
The Wizards shooting their 3rd and 4th free throw attempts of the game. And that one misses. The league has cracked down, C-Webb, on flagrants. Players leaving the bench. Do you think we need to be as strict about it as we've been?
Oh, I love the attention to detail the league has given on flagrants. So you don't want the flagrants of the past. My friend Kevin McHale, he says Rambis just ran into his elbow. That wasn't even a flagrant foul on that play, if anybody remembers that old play that I'm talking about back in the Celtics-Laker days. But how about today? My thing, Kevin, is just don't call a ticky-tack a flagrant. I think we all know what a flagrant is. Let's keep the new flagrants as flagrants and no flopping. If you flop, no flagrants. Games are too important. You don't want that flagrant 1, flagrant 2, a shot and the ball. It can change the momentum of the game. I think the league and the refs are doing a great job. Let's just not let those ones that aren't flagrant sneak in there because of flopping.
And Chris, what about players leaving the bench when there's something going on?
Well, tell you what, the league has always been great about that. And now what's funny is if you watch the games, there's an assistant coach that is designated just when he sees a scuffle on the floor. His only job is to run to the end of the bench and stand at the line with his arms out so no player can cross him. So not only is the league taking steps, not only are players mindful of it, but now you have an assistant coach. His only job is to stand up there and to be an obstacle so that no players can step that foot across the line. It changes series. It causes big fights. It puts fans in harm's way. We just don't need it.
Here's McCray. Miles Bridges picking up that last basket. McCray passes to Bertens, and it goes down 2 points.
And they keep hammering away at him inside, forcing the ball into the paint.
Charlotte leading by 16. Rozier looking around. Pass to Monk. And contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here. Bradley Beal picks one up.
Well, last season, Kev, Malik Monk got more chances on the floor. He still showed a bit of inconsistency, and that's going to be something that he'll have to smooth out with time.
It's his first trip to the line.
Shooting 2.
The first one falls. And Chris, you forget just how young Monk was when he came into the NBA.
Yeah, true. His game was very raw, and it's still a work in progress. But you see the flashes of what he's capable of. And, Kevin, ultimately, you want him to be better on the defensive end as well.
And the Hornets making a change here. Graham's checked in. That one falls, so he hits both of them.
There's a quiet confidence that Monk seems to play with. You can see he just feels like nobody can guard him. Kid just plays with an edge.
Now here's Wall. 8 points for him. Bertens passes to Beal. No good on the shot, and Charlotte will go the other way with it.
+8 in the rebound differential. One more reason why they're in control.
In the corner, it's Bridges. And he goes right over Thomas Bryant and slams it down.
Oh, just an impressive dunker of the basketball. I love how Bridges just takes the initiative and gets funky with his throwdowns.
Wizards trail by 20. Wall looking it over. Outside for Beal. Offline with his 3.
Well, he hit that 1 3-pointer in the first quarter. Still none so far here in the second.
Biombo, that's good.
Pretty much all of their buckets coming from inside the paint now.
And here's Wall. Very solid contribution from him as he averages over 20 points a game. Banked in off the glass. Wall's got 5 points in the quarter.
Wall is a highly intelligent player. He sees the floor pretty well, sprinting to the cup with ease that time.
There's the pass to Monk. Now, here's Bridges. He's tightly guarded. And he gets the whistle. 2 free throws coming up.
Well, Coach Scott Brooks has seen success in the past. Respected coach who has won Coach of the Year. But the heat is on in Washington.
Yeah, he hasn't had great luck here with the Wizards. I mean, new management this year might be evaluating him. I mean, he could be a make-or-break season for Brooks.
Shooting 2.
First free throw is good.
Yeah, and the confidence Bridges plays with, really admirable. This guy knows he has the talent to compete in the NBA.
Hernan Gomez is checked in for the Hornets. The Wizards also changing it up. Wagner, he's checked in for Bryant. Hachimura comes in for Davis Bertans. And it's Ish Smith in for McRae. Both free throws good from Bridges. Washington's gone 2 of 4 from three-point range so far in the second quarter. Wall finds Beal. Over Monk. Beal can't get it to go.
And a big lead for them on both the scoreboard and the backboard thus far.
Here's Graham. That's in. He's got 2 made now, and he's shooting 2 for 3.
They should continue to get the ball inside. The defense struggling to contain them.
Wall with it. He's got 10. Some tough offensive sets. They want to turn it around.
Yeah, right now you just need a bucket to get some momentum.
Here's Wagner. And out of bounds as the Hornets gain possession.
And a chance here to take a look at the numbers for Bradley Beal. Averaging 21 points per game, 3 assists and 4 rebounds. And he does so much for this team, but it starts with the way he leads the offense.
Yeah, he's willing to take on the scoring load, and he's more than capable of delivering.
Passes it to Monk. And here is Hernan Gomez. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Here's Bridges, and Charlotte again with the bucket.
And he delivers another blow. Something's gotten into him this quarter. He's carrying them offensively.
Wall passes to Smith. Now here's Wall. Graham defending. Wall, good. Wall's got 7 points for the quarter.
Oh, man, a determined scorer. Wall is fantastic at staying with the shot, even when the defense is on.
Now Graham. He's coming off a 13-point game against Atlanta. Out to the right wing. Bridges for 3. Washington with the rebound. Hachimura's got his 4th rebound in this one. Here's Smith. And oh boy, a lot of contact there, but he gets the call and will shoot 2. And C-Webb, when Ish Smith goes to the rim, he is so deceptive. You just don't know where he'll go.
Yeah, Kevin, and sometimes I feel that Smith doesn't even know where he's going. But he's a crafty player that keeps defenders off balance. With his change of speed, he gets the job done.
And he can't get the first one.
You know, Kevin, it wasn't a bad year for the Hornets last season. I mean, they missed the playoffs, but they were stuck in middle ground. I mean, they were right in the fight for it. This team wants to be a contender, but the best path to that goal isn't easy to see.
And he sinks the second. And the playoff drought for the Hornets weighing on everybody's mind.
Oh, man, 3 years straight of missing the playoffs. 2002 was the last time the Hornets made it out of the first round. I can't find any sustained success from the franchise.
Up the floor. Off target at the rim.
And the activity he shows around the rim is why he is such a respected defender.
Yeah, you can see why he's established that reputation. Strong understanding of how to defend at the rim.
The open shot by Beal. He clangs that one off the back iron, and down it falls. Beal's got 13 points.
Well, he's embracing his role as a leader. Bill knows his team depends on him to score like this.
Graham surveying the floor. Pass to Monk. Wall with the steal. And the slam dunk by Wall.
Oh, man, we've seen it so many times. Wall lures his man into a steal, takes it to the open court, and finishes himself.
1:05 left in the first half of the game. Monk, the pass to Bridges. Zeller up top. Over Wall. They can't stop the run with that one. And so it's Smith with it. He'll bring it up for the Washington Wizards. Now, here's Monk, covered by Smith, and he makes that one. Monk's got 4 this quarter.
Anytime Monk gets room to shoot, especially inside, he's such a crafty guard who you want to see pulling the trigger from inside.
Now here's Wall. Tight defense on him. Oh, Beal in position. An emphatic alley-oop jam.
Oh, you got to love how high Bill gets. He's terrific at ramming it in on an alley-oop.
Here's Graham. He's got 6. About 7 seconds separating the shot and game clocks. It's stolen by Wall.
And all of a sudden, things finally coming together for them. The deficit's still large, but now not insurmountable.
And the longer the run goes on, the more momentum will swing their way.
Here's Beal, and finished off by Beal.
You better be careful around Wall. He loves hounding the opposition. He's excellent at coming up with steals.
Now, here's Monk. Got it up. And he beats the buzzer. Wow!
Yeah, that's just an amazing play to get that ball off in time.
All about the clock awareness. Great job to come through for a squad right there.
A dominating first half of basketball, and so far hasn't been close. Hornets lead by 17. And now let's catch up with David Aldridge, who's standing by from the sideline. All right, Dave.
Thanks very much, Bradley. The old saying, no rebounds, no rings. How important is it to continue to have 5 guys go to the glass in the second half?
Yeah, all five guys. But I think we're too worried about getting out in transition. So I think 1 through 5, including the guards, I mean, we all got to get in there and rebound.
You can't score unless you have the ball, right? Thanks very much. Back to you, Kevin.
Thanks so much, Dave, for the great interview. Don't go away, folks. We'll be back for the second half of basketball right after this.
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Welcome back, everybody. This home crowd is elated about what they've seen so far. I'm Ernie Johnson. That's Shaquille O'Neal. That's Kenny Smith. After the first 2 quarters of play, it's Charlotte in control. They are way out in front, leading by 17. Kenny, what do you think?
Well, I really like how many times they got to the free throw line. They've taken the direct method, attacking the basket, not settling for jump shots. That's gotten them some really good looks and a lot of points from the line. Staying aggressive in the second half is key.
And over to Shaq, your take on the Wizards.
Well, they struggled in a number of areas. Protecting the rim is really at the top of the list. They haven't made that a priority. They haven't put forth a whole lot of effort. You got to protect the rim.
And now with the second half about to get underway, let's send you back courtside. See you, everybody, with Kevin Harlan.
Well, we've got a second half of basketball for you. We think it's going to be pretty good. A big comeback, though, is needed for this game to be competitive, and it probably has to happen quickly. It's been quite a game for Bradley Beal.
No problems fighting his way to the rim in this one. A lot of points in close.
Yeah, slicing through the gaps in the defense. I mean, getting many of his buckets in the paint.
Wizards trail by 17. Well, we've got a moment. Let's set the floor. Brought to you by Gatorade, all fueled up for the second half. Setting the floor for the Hornets, we've got Bridges. Cody Zeller out there with Michael Kidd-Gilchrist. And there's Monk, and it's Graham in at the 1.
And a new regime in Washington as they have moved on from the previous GM. A lot to do here.
Yeah, GA, and it's not an ideal cap situation to work with. Fans are excited to see what can be done. They need to land a few big free agents. It hasn't happened for the Wizards in a while.
Shooting 2.
That free throw, no good. And the second free throw, good. Here's Graham. And that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul. These are his 3rd and 4th free throw attempts of the game.
Yeah, 76% from the line a season ago, and most would consider that to be a success.
The first free throw is good. Thomas Bryant, he's checked in for the Wizards. So he picks up just 1 from the line that time. Wizards trail by 17. Here's Hachimura. Bridges with the board. Bridges has got rebound number 5 here tonight. Now, here's Monk. He's covered by Beal. The shot by Monk is no good. Washington's gotten fewer than half of their three-pointers to go down tonight. They're 4 for 9. That's going to be over and back. Not watching for the line that time. Second half rolling along now. About a minute played here. Pass to Bertans. A pass to Wall, and the slam dunk by Wall.
I love the chemistry Wall has with his teammates. He gets up on these alley-oops.
Hornets leading by 15. And here is Monk. He's got 10. Zeller with it. It's Kid Gilchrist on the wing. Shot clock at 5. Off the mark there with the three-point shot. Wizards trail by 15. Here's Wall. Shoots over Graham. And 2 free throws coming up. Unable to get that one to go with all the contact.
And John Wall, of course, having to fight back from that torn Achilles, but also is now having to play up to that supermax contract he signed.
And with Wall, no doubt he's a star guard. But with that contract, Greg, comes heavy expectations.
No doubt. And I'd like to see Wall become more proactive, really as a playmaker on offense in the near future. Depending on how he feels after the injuries, he might need to change his style just a bit.
And he knocks down the first one.
When you're just talking about pure speed, Wall is incredible, an explosive point guard who dominates at both ends.
And he makes both free throws.
Well, John Wall coming back after that Achilles injury he suffered in the start of 2019. It's been a long road to recovery for him, and I know just how much he misses playing every day.
Pushing it up. Beautiful dish, and the layup goes down. Wall's got 22 points.
You know, if you're only looking at the way he's played offensively, you'd think his team would have the lead.
And C. Webb, as we know, with Wall, he made the most of his time missed by finishing his degree.
Yeah, Wall was able to take the classes he needed to complete his bachelor's degree from Kentucky. I'm sure he would have preferred to play instead, but he saw an opportunity with his education and made the most of it.
Second half of play with just under 2.5 minutes gone. Outside, Beal. That's tipped. Bridges with the steal. And Rebound slam dunk by Kid Gilchrist.
Anytime he gets a chance inside, Kid Gilchrist is looking to destroy that rim.
Wizards trail by 15. Outside, Wall. He kicks to Beal. From 18 feet away, Zeller grabs the board. Zeller's got 8 rebounds in this game. Here's Kid Gilchrist. Lays it up and in on the nice reverse. Kid Gilchrist has got 12.
They have ridden him today, and it has paid off in a big way.
Here's Wall. He's got 22. Outside, Beal. Uses the glass to finish the layup. 19 points in the game.
Now, how about how he sets his man up there, runs him right into the screen, and then gets the basket.
And now the first timeout called here for the Hornets. Well, last season we got a glimpse of what a Bradley Beal team looks like as he led the way for the Wizards after Wall went down.
And really, Beal took it upon himself to kind of keep this team moving forward. And it was his best season to date. Career highs in scoring, and also was creating more for his teammates in Wall's absence.
Here's what Washington's going with right now. Bonga's checked in, and Thomas subbed in for John Wall. Now the pass to Batum. Shoots over Beal. And again, the Hornets missing. Wizards trail by 15. Thomas gets a wide open look, and he's good on the 3-ball. 5 points in the game.
And the textbook shooting form of Thomas, so exceptional and knocking it down from deep at a steady clip.
To the inside, it's stolen by Bertans. No one near him. Again, the Wizards score.
Coming off a big game, his confidence couldn't be higher, and coach knows it.
And that's why they're running plays for him. They're getting him the ball and letting him go to work.
Here's Kid Gilchrist. And foul on the shot. He'll shoot 2 at the free throw line.
And Kid Gilchrist is constantly looking to get to the line. Just a remarkable player who finds a way to get right up there in the defense.
And this is his second trip to the line in the game. Free throw drops for Kid Gilchrist.
And in a short amount of time, Kid Gilchrist has established himself as one of the best perimeter defenders in the game. His long reach and tenacious athleticism really covers a lot of ground.
McRae's checked in for Washington. So he gets them both. We see the shift toward players on competing teams becoming friends. How does that compare to when you played, Chris?
It's a little bit different. The players that I admired the most, I wouldn't be friendly with on purpose. We were in the same position. A guy like KG, one of my favorite players ever. We're close now. But during when we played, it was either me or him.
Really?
It was both of us. I didn't want to hang around with him when I'm trying to beat him in the summer. But, you know, you got guys like the Banana Boat crew and LeBron and Wade. They're good friends anyway. Melo and Bron came in 1 and 2, and they had that relationship. So I think relationships are always great. Really, it's just about can you turn the friendship off when you cross the line? I know that Banana Boat crew can, and I know others can as well. And that's all you want. As much as you're friends off the court, I want you to dislike each other on the court through your friendship, just like a big brother, little brother type of thing. So I don't think it's a problem.
And with the success they've had rebounding the basketball, they're right where you'd expect them to be, firmly in the driver's seat.
Here's Batum, and it's good. Assisting on the play was Williams. And the Hornets lead by 14.
And defensively, guys, they've been unable to shut down the middle.
And it's Thomas with the ball. He brings it up for Washington. Up next for him, the Grizzlies at the FedEx Forum. And that game will be game 2 of 3 straight on the road.
Taking this game inside the arc. Thomas showing how dangerous he can be with his jumper.
Here's Rozier. Isaiah Thomas making his last shot. Here's Kid Gilchrist. Count it from 12. Kid Gilchrist has got 8 points in the quarter. Now Thomas. He has 7.
Whose man is Thomas?
Passes to Bonga. Here's Thomas. Shot from free throw range. Another one falls for Washington.
Once he turned it on, he became a force in this game. Not sure where this guy was in the first half.
Over in the corner, Batum. Over Bryant. And there's another one for the Hornets.
More than comfortable catching and firing. Got to be aware of Batum. He has a ton of confidence in himself.
Wizards trail by 14. Pass to Bonga. Back to Thomas. Here's Bertans, and that's good off the glass that time. Bertans got his 2nd bucket tonight.
There's that passion of his, battling with every ounce of energy he has.
Outside, Batum. Back to Rozier. And contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here.
And Rozier is outstanding at drawing fouls on these kinds of shots.
On the night, he's gone 2 for 2 at the stripe.
And high-quality numbers for him all season long. How about 81 from the line?
That's good from Rozier.
Oh, the fearlessness by Rozier. That's what helps him earn the trip to the stripe.
Hernan Gomez is checked in for the Hornets. The Wizards also changing it up. Mo Wagner's checked in for Bertans. And it's Ish Smith in for McRae. And that one goes in. 2 from the line that time. Wizards trail by 14. Outside Bryant. Smith outside. Back to Bryant. There's the 3. And it's going to be out of bounds. The Wizards will retain possession. Now we get a chance to check out the standings out east already. We are in December. Take a look at the Wizards. They were hoping to get off to a better start to the season. Things are still early, so they still may have a chance. And, of course, there's the Hornets, 2 spots down.
And when I look at Washington, they've had such a disappointing season. Even when they've gotten a little bit of momentum, they haven't been able to keep it going.
No, and it's frustrating. It's frustrating to everyone, the players, the coaches, the fans. I mean, there was the idea that they might struggle, but now reality is setting in. Oh, he's got to roll in this quarter, taking it on himself to guide their offense.
Wizards trail by 14. Outside Thomas. And foul on the shot, so he'll get a chance at the line. And we all know how rough things have been for Thomas the last few seasons, Greg, battling injuries and trying to find the right situation for his talents.
And the injuries have clearly taken their toll on Thomas. A lot of things need to go right for you to be a star player at his size, and lately that just hasn't been the case.
And the first one at the line is good.
And one of the problems in the first half, that shoddy work at the free throw line. They needed to fix that, and they've been much improved since the break.
And he can't hit the second.
I mean, if you watch IT, Kevin, I mean, he's fearless. He plays with tempo, always attacking. That's why he shot a lot of free throws over the course of his career.
Now, here is Hernangomez. Misses from short range.
And typically, he has the touch to finish when he's in tight, but not sure on that possession.
Basket is good. He'll get a chance for one more at the line.
Big miscommunication on defense. He recognizes it and quickly takes advantage.
Yeah, they're pouring it on right here, trying to give the opposition no light at the end of the tunnel.
First trip to the free throw line for him tonight.
Shooting one.
And after watching Willie Hernangomez, I mean, play a few seasons, it is clear he has skills on the offensive end. It's the rest of his game that needs a little bit of rounding up.
Here's Thomas. And another miss by Washington.
And he did everything he could to make that shot as difficult as possible.
Excellent D, avoiding fouling and got in the perfect position to alter the shot.
And the foul called on Bismack Biyombo. That's his first foul. Wizards trail by 16. As you mentioned, Hernangomez, a good option, Chris, for points at the center spot, but defensively still a work in progress.
Yeah, he has the potential to be a starting center at some point. You see the flashes on defense and with rebounding, but he'll just be a spot-up player until he can be a difference maker in those areas on a nightly basis.
One shot. No clue how he got that one to fall.
That's good from Rozier. And so it's Smith with it. He'll bring it up for Washington.
And now a chance to see the former Demon Deacon Ish Smith in action. It has been in the league for a while now and played for several teams, and he's a veteran through and through.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
The free throw drops for Smith. And when you have Ish Smith on your team, you know he's going to give you scoring off the bench.
And Smith not exactly great at any one thing, but the whole package is solid for a reserve. As long as you can make the right decision and just run the offense, that'll get you pretty far in this league.
Here's Rozier. Here's Biyombo. Second shot opportunity, and the layup is good. Biyombo's got his second basket of the night.
And haven't we seen that a few times today, guys? I mean, their defense has got to have a little bit more toughness about it.
Smith the pass to Bryant. That shot off. And the Hornets now going the other way. Now here's Williams. He has 7.
Right here.
Washington with the rebound. Bryant's got rebound number 8 now on the night. Here's Smith. That's in there. Thomas with the assist. Smith's got 7 now in this quarter.
That's just a game of finding the open man. We talk about how Thomas challenges your defense. He has the quickness, but also the poise.
Pass to Biyombo. Back to Rozier. To the paint. It's intercepted. And here comes Thomas leading the fast break. Smith with a wide open look. And no good that time. Hornets leading by 17. Hernangomez passes to Batum. And he banks in the layup. Batum's got 9.
Another bucket down low. They've been the aggressors, taking the ball inside and attacking at the rim.
1:51 left in the third quarter. Outside Thomas. Outside Bryant. The pass to Smith. Four on the shot clock. With some arc. And it's Biyombo with the rebound. Charlotte's gone 1 of 2 from beyond the arc since coming out of the break. It's good. With that basket, he's now 5 for 9.
I mean, he's been terrific from the field so far this half. I mean, driving his percentage through the roof.
Wizards trail by 21. So timeout called here, the first for Washington.
And the lack of rim protection, top of the list.
Without question. They're giving up too many high percentage looks, a trend that they'd like to reverse.
And a chance to take a look at some numbers for him.
In the last 5 games, you can see the trend upwards for effective field goal percentage. And it shows you how confident he's playing right now.
1:11 left in the third. Now here's Wall. He's guarded closely. Pass to Wagner. Plenty of space. That's good. And so Wall with the assist. Wall's got his 8th assist in the game. Hornets leading by 19. And here is Graham. He has 7. Hernan Gomez down low. Here's Biyombo. Rebound by John Wall.
And he's got to do a better job making the D pay for their mistakes.
The Wizards have made 10 of their 14 tries at the free throw line in the game.
Shooting 2.
And that one falls for Wall. And he makes the first but misses the second.
And physically, there's no doubt they've been the stronger team. A +10 rebound advantage tells you all you need to know.
Lets a floater go. Can't get the layup.
Some very aggressive defense to prevent the easy lay-in.
Here's Smith. Can't get it to fall. Hornets leading by 18. Over to the wing. Now, here's Monk. He's covered by Beal. And, oh, here we go. Smith's got it, the fast break chance. And that one clearly a foul. Gets the whistle, and 2 shots coming up. That's on Miles Bridges.
Wow, the speed of Smith and his ability to change gears constantly keeps the D on their toes. He has a knack for picking up fouls while shooting.
Shooting 2.
The first free throw is good.
Well, Ish has made a lot of stops along his way in his NBA career, but it's a credit to his fortitude that he continues to work and, more importantly, improve every year.
Smith hits them both. From deep three-point range, and the last shot before the buzzer is off. And so it's the Charlotte Hornets with a sizable lead as the quarter wraps up. They're ahead 16 points. They've been putting on a clinic in the paint. Shots are falling with regularity, and they are pounding it down low. We'll return shortly. And let's go back to a terrific pass that we're calling tonight our State Farm assist of the game.
And he may not be known as a pass-first guy playing out of the two-guard spot, but he shows here that he can dole out an assist or two when he needs to.
Yeah, no need for hero ball there. I mean, you just need to make the right basketball play. Outstanding dish that time.
And there may not be a lot of drama down the stretch as we head into the fourth quarter, but stranger things have happened. Taking a look at the Wizards, we've got Ish Smith, Hachimura out there with Wagner. Then there's Bradley Beal, and it's Wall in at the point guard. A reverse, and Hernan Gomez with the lay-in. Hernan Gomez has got the fourth quarter started here with a bucket for the Hornets. Smith the pass to Wagner. Inside, Wall. That shot off, and the Hornets now going the other way. Graham with the ball. Now Bridges. Some nice passing here by Charlotte. Takes the 12-footer and hits. 10 points for Cody Zeller.
Well, in college, Zeller showed great ability to face up and knock down mid-range jumpers. He's just now doing it more consistently in the pros.
Here's Hachimura. And Chris, whether it's KD or Kyrie, we've seen stars grow irritated with constant questions about their free agent destinations.
I would just suggest to them to go back in time. Nothing's new under the sun. Watch guys like Shaq, like myself, other guys that were free agents. It's a time to talk about it, and it's a time not to. And you can even speak about your impending free agency without insulting the fans where you're playing and without guessing of maybe where you will go next year. I just think that guys just need to be a little more sensitive with it. Fans really want to know, and if the media is going to ask you the question, you got to figure a way how to handle that out delicately.
Well said. And that one falls for Hachimura. Davis Bertans checks in for Ish Smith. He's perfect from the line this time. Fourth quarter still young, just over a minute play. Pass to Monk. Now here's Zeller. Back to Bridges. 5 to shoot. Washington with the rebound. Pass to Wall, the 17-footer. That one a tad offline to the right, but drops in for him. Wall's got 25 points in the game. And there's the pass to Bridges. Passes it to Graham. That one's not going to go. Nice D from Wall. Here's Hachimura. Lays it up and banks it in. Hachimura's got 4 points in the quarter.
You have to push Hachimura out of there if you're the defense. He's a real problem on the interior.
Graham, the pass to Monk. Charlotte making a switch here. Kid Gilchrist has checked in. Now, here's Monk. He's covered by Beal. Clock at 6. Pass to Zeller. And that's good for 2.
Well, if he gets his feet set and you give him time, Zeller can bury that in rhythm.
And so it's Beal. He'll bring it up for Washington. They trail by 16. Here's Wagner. Drills it from outside.
Well, maybe he's not a priority for the D, but come on, man. You gotta have somebody keeping track of him.
Here's Graham, covered by Wall. In the corner, it's Kid Gilchrist. Count that one as his 7th make in 8 attempts. A scorching 88%.
Yeah, these defenders just looked a bit overmatched, especially inside.
Wizards trail by 15. Wall passes to Wagner. Beal deciding where to go with it. Pass to Bertans. And another shot. Tough break there, shot after shot. They couldn't get anything to fall. Bridges against Wall. The pass to Kid Gilchrist. Back to Bridges. Kicks it to Graham. Three-pointer. Gets the three-pointer to fall. And the Hornets lead by 18.
Three-point shooting since the half has been about as good as you could ask for.
So it's the Wizards now. Outside, Wall. Passes it to Hachimura. Pass to Beal. Shoots the three. It's rebounded by Kid Gilchrist. Kid Gilchrist has got rebound number 8 here tonight in the game. Bridges kicks to Monk. Over Wagner. The shot by Monk is no good. Wizards trail by 18. Here's Hachimura. Good, and it's Beal picking up the assist.
And it's all about getting to the right spot, and Hachimura did just that in transition.
Here's Graham, covered by Wall. Graham dishes to Monk. No good on the three.
And you could tell he thought he had a little more space, but the defender was right there.
Oh, man, did you see him close that gap? What a great job. He made the shooter feel uncomfortable.
Down low, stolen away. Here's Hachimura. Outside, Beal. They get it back. Here's Bertans. Shoots over Kid Gilchrist. And he's fouled pretty hard on that shot, but he's got the chance to pick up the points at the line.
I mean, even from over here, you could see that one pretty clearly.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
That one falls for Bertans. And the Wizards making a change here. Ryan's checked in. And that's good as he hits both of his shots.
Oh, this is a big fella who has no problems at the foul line. I mean, a very smooth touch on his stroke.
Graham kicks to Bridges. To the right side. Monk, no one around him, drops in the tray. And the Hornets lead by 17.
And you gotta love that three-point stroke of Monk. I mean, he's got such a high arcing shot there. It gives it a good chance to go in from deep.
And here's Wall, following the three-pointer by Malik Monk. Outside, Beal. Lets it go with the three. Buries the long-range jumper. Beal's got 24 points.
Wow, his first triple of the second half gives him 2 on the night. He's not making much of an impact from deep.
Here's Graham, covered by Wall. Here's Zeller. Some solid defense from Bryant.
Nice interior defense. Can't give him any space inside or he'll burn you.
Isaiah Thomas, he's checked in for Washington. Wizards trail by 14. To the middle, here's Beal. And the call on the shot that sends him to the line. That one on Monk.
Yeah, Kevin, and it didn't happen overnight, but it's clear that Bradley Beal is a franchise player. I mean, he's worked on his game year to year, and now he's a superstar in this league.
shooting 2.
First free throw is good. And Chris, with Beal, it's in large part due to how he has expanded his game, which means he now impacts the game more.
Yeah. Well, Beal moves so much on both offense and defense. He's a very active player. He's never passive on the floor, and he looks for ways to inject himself into games.
Hornets leading by 12. And here is Graham. Monk for 3. And Zeller kicks to Graham. Left side, Kid Gilchrist. Just 5 on the clock. Bridges for 3. Bertans grabs the board. Bertans got 6 rebounds here tonight. Here's Hachimura. It's blocked.
He has the length to send shots back. I like seeing Bridges make his presence felt on this end.
And 2 free throws coming up, unable to get that one to go with all the contact. And the first one drops. And so he makes both from the line. So it's the Wizards now. Thomas deciding where to go with it. The 3 ball. Knocks down the 3 ball. Thomas got 11 points here in just the second half.
It's really been a tale of 2 halves, guys. A slow start, but this quarter, he has really been the man.
Pass to Zeller. Up top, Graham. He's guarded by Thomas. And he gets the whistle. 2 free throws coming up. That free throw missing. Good on the second free throw. Wizards trail by 12. Top of the key, Bryant. The Hornets pull it in. Zeller's got 11 rebounds in the game. There's the feed to Monk. Beal with the block. They get it back. And so it's Beal. He'll bring it up for the Wizards. Now the pass to Bertans. Off the mark, had a chance to trim it to single digits. Now here's Monk, guarded closely. Charlotte no good that time either.
Well, even though he's gone ice cold, he keeps shooting. I mean, it's late enough in the game for him to recognize there's some better options.
How good is that? I mean, he can make a defender look foolish at times.
Here's Graham after the made shot from Bradley Beal. Now, here's Monk. Passes it to Bridges. Good on the triple. Bridges has got 19 points.
And certainly they are not hesitating, letting it fly from deep here in the second half.
So it's the Wizards now. It's a 13-point game. Pass to Beal, 11 feet away. That's good. And it's Thomas picking up the assist. Thomas got 3 assists tonight.
One of the best scorers. I mean, Beal is so good getting into a rhythm and taking over. One of the NBA's best scorers.
Graham with the ball. He's guarded by Thomas. The shot by Monk is no good.
I mean, he has to work harder to get a good high percentage look. I mean, he's been taking some bad shots out there.
Good on the shot.
We've seen Beal evolve as a playmaker, including how he spots his open teammates.
Charlotte calls timeout.
Where their goal was to limit their turnovers. I mean, they've wasted way too many possessions with giveaways.
And a chance now to recognize our Jordan Player of the Game, Miles Bridges.
And the shooting percentage, how about all the way in the 60s, shows how deadly he can be when he's feeling it. And as locked in as he was, they were trying to feed him as much as possible. But he never got out of control. I mean, he kept his head and just stayed patient.
He gets a chance now to catch up with the 4th member of our crew, Hall of Famer David Aldridge.
Thanks, Kevin. James Borrego had some words for his team over the break. He's encouraged where they are at this point in the game, but he told his guys things can turn in a blink. What we need to do is execute the rest of the way. So we'll see if they can finish this one off, Kevin.
Now, here's Bridges. Basket number 8 is all good. He's attempted 12 shots.
A dangerous score from just about every area. Bridges very good at capitalizing in a number of ways.
Wizards trail by 11. Beal with it. Outside for Thomas. The tray. Zeller grabs the board. Charlotte has gotten 3 of their 6 3-pointers to fall here in the 4th. Now, here's Bridges. Not a lot of room. No good on that one. And it's Washington the other way. There's Beal with the 3. Hornets with the rebound. Now Monk. We've got 1:28 left in the 4th. And the dunk by Zeller.
And he can time his passes so perfectly. Wow, what an assist.
So it's Washington now, trailing by 13. Thomas passes to Bertans and finished off by Berton.
One of the NBA's greatest facilitators on the pick and roll. Thomas will deliver the goods anytime they run that set.
1:10 left here in the 4th quarter. Monk with the ball. Thomas is there. The shot by Monk is no good.
He is single-handedly dropping the temperature in here with that cold streak.
This isn't like him, and he knows it. The best thing they can do is try to get him more easy looks.
Up top, Graham. At the top of the key, Bridges. To the left side wing. And here's Hernan Gomez outside. Hachimura grabs the miss.
I think it's safe to call this one a wrap.
Yeah, the game got away from them, but hopefully they've learned some things, and hopefully they'll be able to make some adjustments next time. He doesn't play around. If the buck is there for him, he's going to get it.
2 seconds separating the shot clock and game clock. Pass to Zeller. Over Bryant. Shot by Zeller, no good. Hachimura the pass to Bryant. Beal from long range connects from downtown.
And what poise from Beal. Phenomenal at stepping up his game in the clutch.
And so it's Charlotte with the win. They didn't make it easy on themselves or their fans, but in the end, everyone's satisfied.
I mean, there were some times that momentum shifted, and especially early on, but let's give this group a lot of credit for that stick-to-itiveness in terms of finishing out and executing that game plan.
And that about wraps it up. For Chris Webber, Greg Anthony, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan. Thank you for being with us. We'll see you later.